The Green Bay Packers have taken an intriguing approach this offseason by signing their most lucrative group of undrafted free agents, a bold move following their record-setting six-man draft class, the smallest in franchise history. As speculation fills the air about how this strategy will pan out, fans are left wondering, will these undrafted talents make a significant impact on the roster? Where are you watching from today, Packers Nation? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into the details. Led by Central Florida edge rusher Nyjalik Kelly, who has reportedly secured a whopping $265,000 in guaranteed money. This new wave of undrafted rookies is not just about making the team, it's about making a statement. 4 of these players stand to earn at least $215,000, which is quite a leap from the previous high of $165,000 guaranteed to defensive tackle Nazir Stackhouse last year. The implications of this financial commitment can't be ignored. Money talks, and clearly, the Packers are signaling that they expect these players to compete hard for a spot on the final roster. Interestingly, Green Bay's last draft pick this year was kicker Trey Smack from the 6th round, who received a signing bonus of $206,532, but without any guaranteed base salary. This puts the undrafted rookies in a unique position, as 4 of them will receive better financial packages than Smack, showcasing the team's faith in their potential. The Packers have given signing bonuses to 10 undrafted players, and the financial breakdown reveals a serious commitment to talent development. Among the undrafted rookies, players like Auburn offensive lineman Dillon, Illinois offensive lineman Josh Gesky, and Florida receiver Michael Sturdivant also received significant bonuses and guaranteed base salaries. This strategy is clearly aimed at creating a competitive environment, one where players from all backgrounds have a fair shot. The hefty signing bonuses, especially those around $200,000, suggest that the Packers are not only looking for players with potential, but are also willing to invest in their success. A deeper look reveals that Green Bay's scouting and developmental approach has historically paid off. The Packers have extended their streak to 21 consecutive seasons with at least one undrafted rookie making the 53-man roster, a testament to their commitment to finding hidden gems. General Manager Brian Gutekunst has emphasized that the opportunity to compete for a spot on the roster is what attracts these undrafted players, and now he's able to offer them both money and opportunity. However, let's not overlook the reality that financial incentives do not guarantee success. While it's promising to see a trend of increased investment in undrafted players, the fact remains that making the final roster is about performance, not just paychecks. The history of undrafted players making in Green Bay shows that talent can emerge from anywhere, but requires hard work and dedication. Gutekunst's confidence in the system is palpable as he reflects on the community's understanding of the opportunities available for players in Green Bay. The message is clear. If you have the skills and the heart, you will get a fair shot to prove yourself, regardless of your draft status. As we look ahead, it's an exciting time for the Packers and their fans. The combination of a small draft class and a significant investment in undrafted free agents could reshape the roster in unexpected ways. With the training camp approaching, all eyes will be on these rookies to see if they can rise to the occasion and solidify their place in a storied franchise. Now, let's turn our attention to another critical aspect of the Packers' preparations as we explore the next news item. In a season marred by struggle, the Green Bay Packers found a rare glimmer of hope in a game that would come to be known as the Bay of Pigs. A commanding 27-0 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers not only snapped a disheartening 4-game losing streak, but showcased a defensive performance that was nothing short of spectacular. With 6 sacks and 8 forced turnovers, this was a defensive masterpiece that Packers fans will remember, even in the context of a disappointing season. Both the Packers and the Bucs entered this matchup with a dismal 1-6 record, each team fighting for survival amid rumors of coaching changes and player trades. The stakes were high, and the atmosphere was tense. The Packers had just suffered a humiliating shutout at the hands of the Chicago Bears, while the Bucs, after a fleeting win against the Eagles, had fallen back into their losing ways. The Packers had performed decently against Tampa in the past, boasting a 2-0 record in their last 13 encounters, but that was hardly a comfort given their overall struggles in the league. The game began with both offenses sputtering. Green Bay's first 2 drives resulted in 3 and outs, matching Tampa Bay's initial possession. However, the tide quickly turned in favor of the Packers when defensive end Matt Brock sacked the Buck quarterback, Chris Chandler, causing a fumble that linebacker Brian Noble scooped up and carried into the end zone for a touchdown. Noble, reflecting on the play, remarked on the serendipity of being in the right place at the right time, a sentiment that would echo through the game. The Packers' defense was relentless, forcing turnovers on 5 of Tampa's 7 first-half drives. Safety Chuck Cecil's interception at midfield set up a scoring opportunity that culminated in a field goal, pushing the score to 10-0. A fumble recovery by Leroy Butler later in the quarter led to another field goal, extending the lead to 13-0. The Buccaneers were reeling, and the Packers' defense was in full domination mode. In the second half, the Packers capitalized on every opportunity. A crucial interception by Isaiah Twolo set up a touchdown pass from Don Majkowski to tight end Ed West, bringing the score to 20-0. The offense, which had been stagnant for much of the season, began to click into gear, benefiting from the defensive prowess that had stifled the Bucs all game long. Majkowski noted that a strong running game opened up the passing attack, an essential factor in their offensive resurgence. As the fourth quarter unfolded, the Packers' ability to control the game became even more evident. A final scoring drive that wasn't facilitated by a turnover showcased the team's potential as Majkowski connected with Keith Woodside and Charles Wilson, setting up a 4-yard touchdown run by Vince Workman. The exclamation point on this dominant performance was a last-minute interception by Jerry Holmes in the end zone, sealing the shutout and a 27-0 victory. Despite the jubilation that accompanied this win, it ultimately did little to change the course of the Packers season. The team would go on to lose their next 3 games, finishing with a disappointing 4-12 record. Following this campaign, significant shakeups occurred. Head coach Lindy Infante and GM Tom Bratz were both fired, paving the way for a new era under Ron Wolf and Mike Holmgren. It was a turning point that would eventually lead to the acquisition of quarterback Brett Favre and a much-needed revival for the franchise. Reflecting on this victory, it's clear that while the 1991 season was largely forgettable, that day against Tampa Bay was an outlier. The defense, with its ferocity and discipline, gave fans a brief glimpse of the potential that lay ahead. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, there could be moments of brilliance that inspire hope for the future. What's your take on this remarkable game? Where are you watching from? Let us know your thoughts on the Packers' journey and what you think lies ahead for this storied franchise.
As we dive deeper into the ever-evolving landscape of the NFL, the quarterback conversation continues to dominate headlines, especially as we look ahead to future drafts. The stakes are high, and teams are acutely aware that securing a top-tier quarterback can be the difference between a mediocre season and a championship run. The Las Vegas Raiders made their intentions clear by selecting Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza as the first overall pick last Thursday night. This move underscores the value of a franchise quarterback in today's league. The Los Angeles Rams, despite being on the cusp of a Super Bowl, opted to pick Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson at number 13 overall. It raises eyebrows when you consider they could have bolstered the veteran Matthew Stafford supporting cast. Instead, they chose to think long-term, prioritizing the future at the quarterback position over immediate gains. This decision reflects a strategy that the Green Bay Packers have successfully employed for over 3 decades, a commitment to developing talent at the position for sustained success. In a recent mock draft for 2027 by analyst Rob Rang, it's projected that 3 quarterbacks will go among the first 5 picks. Leading the pack is Arch Manning, the talented Texas Longhorns quarterback and heir to the Manning football legacy. Not only is he the nephew of legends Peyton and Eli, but he has also shown significant potential in his early college career. Rang predicts that the Miami Dolphins will secure the number 1 overall pick and choose Manning, citing his impressive physical attributes and mental fortitude that come from being a Manning. Following Manning, the Arizona Cardinals are projected to select Oregon's Dante Moore at number 2 overall. Moore, who opted to stay in school for another year under coach Dan Lanning, could have been a top 10 pick in the last draft. Rang suggests that had he declared, he would have been the second quarterback off the board after Mendoza. This trend of teams valuing long-term quarterback prospects reflects an understanding that with the right development, these players can transform franchises. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns are in a quarterback conundrum. Despite their recent selections of Dillon Gabriel from Oregon and Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, Rang suggests that the Browns might not be done. His mock indicates that they are eyeing LSU's Sam Leavitt, a decision that raises questions about their long-term strategy. With 3 quarterbacks already drafted in the last 2 years, adding another seems excessive, yet it highlights the unpredictable nature of the NFL. Ranks projections hint that 2027 could indeed be the year of the quarterback, with 5 signal callers anticipated to be picked in the first round. Other names to keep an eye on include Julian Sayin of Ohio State and Lenora Sellers from South Carolina, who are both expected to make waves in the upcoming draft. As Packers fans, we must consider how these developments could affect Green Bay. With the franchise's historical commitment to nurturing quarterbacks, the looming draft prospects create a tantalizing narrative for the team's future. The Packers have always been about building from within, and as we look ahead, it's essential to keep an eye on how they might react to the evolving quarterback landscape. What are your thoughts on the Packers' long-term strategy? Are they doing enough to secure the next franchise quarterback? Where are you watching from, and how do you feel about the current trajectory of Green Bay? Be sure to leave your opinion in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more insights and updates on the Green Bay Packers as the NFL season unfolds. With so much at stake, every decision made in the coming months will be critical for the Packers' aspirations.